Welcome back to a new semester. Thanks for tuning in to Griffon Update. I'm Zoe Jones.
And I'm Christian Sarna. How was your break, Zoe?
It was really good. I got to spend a lot of time with my family and just kind of relax. Yourself?
Pretty good. Did a little relaxing myself, but I'm glad to be back. And one thing that I love to do when I come back is rearrange my room.
Yeah, I love decorating my room here at school and seeing how it is compared to my house. Let's see what reporter Shelby Berkmeyer found out about how students decorate their rooms.
Moving away from home is one of the first big transitions students will make during their college career. To help ease into this big life change, students will often jazz up their dorms with items that remind them of home.
So I decided to decorate my room just because I want to have a home away from home type of feeling, have a really comfy feeling. I also chose the kind of chic style other than a boho style, just because it just fits my personality.
Some students choose not to decorate. They simply find comfort in having a space all to themselves.
The moment I walk in here, this is a private setting. I'm after having a long day there and classes, homework, I just want to come in and chill, feel relaxed. Although that I still have to do homework, but hey, when I'm here, I feel like I'm just home, or pretty much similar to my bedroom back home, and so.
No matter how students choose to arrange their dorm, they always find a way to make it their own. This is Shelby Berkmeyer with Griffon Media.
I love seeing how students decorate their rooms, whether they go all out or just like to keep it simple.
Yeah, it's a really great way for them to be able to express themselves and be who they truly are. Speaking of being your true self, did you go to Tunnel of Oppression last semester?
No, but I heard it was really impactful.
Well, reporter Trayshawn Stepney was there to show students how much this affects their lives every day. Let's take a look.
You niggas do not deserve to be in our country.
Where's your fucking papers at? Where's your fucking papers?
The Center of Multicultural Education brought back the Tunnel of Oppression. As you enter the tunnel, you are literally stepping on words that are used to dehumanize and hurt. The only way you are able to see through this maze-like tunnel is with a single flashlight. Junior Anisha Qualls was very intrigued by the information presented about sex trafficking.
All on social media right now, that's all I'm hearing about. So actually going in there and reading the facts, that's the part that I took the longest getting through, because I wanted to read all the facts. And it's interesting just to see what they do, how they do it, and why they're doing it.
There are tons of stats about disability, racism, poverty, and the LGBT community. One of the shocking stats is in regards of the transgender community. 40% of transgender people commit suicide. This is 9 times more than the US average. After going through the interactive tunnel, individuals were able to speak on how they felt about the experience during the briefing session guided by the Western's Title IX coordinator.
We have a couple things. We have the kind of post-test assessment that we do for a lot of our programs to see how, what some of the impact was and what things you can take away from it. We also do go over kind of some questions like, you've gone through this, there's several themes of oppression, like which ones stand out to you the most? Which ones were you not aware of before or didn't think about?
Senior Jordan Brown speaks on how this event is powerful enough to open the eyes of others.
Me personally, I wasn't shocked by anything, because I done been through most of it before. I done seen it before. I got friends that have been through these things before. I promote it to all privileged people. all the wealthy people, all the ones walking around in the new Yeezys, the new, the whole shebang. Like if you get a taste of your own medicine, that's when it really hit the fan.
For more information on events sponsored by the Center for Multicultural Education, visit www.missouriwestern.edu/CME.
What the Tunnel of Oppression does is really awesome because it shows people different sides that they may not realize. One of the things that they were talking about at the Tunnel of Oppression was human trafficking.
While some people might have an image in their mind of human trafficking from white vans on the side of the road, reporter Chloe Ryan showed a completely different side.
Human trafficking is a scary term that can be hard to define. Sex trafficking or sex exploitation is the most common documented form of trafficking in the United States, in which people are forced to do sexual acts against their will through physical, emotional, and financial abuse as a form of modern-day slavery. Those victims can be forced into prostitution and can be made to recruit and transport other victims. People aged 19 to 26 are more likely to be the target of sex trafficking. This is possible through many mediums, some of the more common ways for young people being social media and the internet. But human trafficking can happen anywhere.
And it can happen anywhere and to anybody. And I think, again, you're still even in college, there's that still youthfulness and more vulnerable, I would say, to exploitation.
Human trafficking isn't always as it seems in the movies, with vans pulling up and abducting people off the sides of roads. Oftentimes, it's a slow-moving process with intricate steps.
In direct message, any way that you can connect with somebody on a personal level, that's what they're looking to do. And they're going to do anything possible to build your trust. So they're not going to come in and just, blatantly ask. It's going to be, and they'll take their time.
Some warning signs include fatigue in class, bruises, and signs of physical harm, isolation, and someone developing new risky behaviors. For more information about human trafficking and prevention methods, speak to a campus police officer or call the National Human Trafficking Hotline. With Griffon Media, I'm Chloe Ryan.
If you or someone you know is a victim of human trafficking, call the National Human Trafficking Hotline at 1-888-373-7888.
Let's switch gears and try to focus on some more local news for our campus. President Wilson held a town hall on Wednesday, January 29th to answer some of the questions that students had about some of his most recent changes. I was there to cover the event.
What questions you might want to ask, you'll find out. You can ask me anything.
President Matthew Wilson held a town hall last Wednesday as a way to let students clear up some questions and concerns that they had.
It's really good to have folks who care about their institution who came seeking information, and it's always great to be able to correct that in person.
Wilson thought the town hall went great because he could help clear the confusion with some of the recent changes.
I think the thing that came through was, as students hear different rumors, having the opportunity to correct the misinformation and plug in the real information. That probably was the biggest thing, because it's interesting to just see how real information gets twisted and turned, and it turns out completely different than what it actually is.
But some students who attended feel like their questions are still not answered.
There were a lot of questions asked that didn't exactly get answered, but had partially answered.
Although Wilson thought the changes were very open to the campus community, some students feel like that isn't the case.
The students just aren't being told what's going on, whether that be we're not being told until a week before things are signed and started. We're not being told until after they're signed and started. We're not, there's just so much that isn't being addressed towards us, and we're the ones that are paying for it.
Several topics were discussed at the town hall, including funding for esports, accessibility changes, the moving of some departments, and much more. Wilson was happy to hold the town hall and said he is ready to answer any future questions.
But you can ask me anything, and the information is there. It's just understanding, and this is part of, I think, even being a university student going forward, understanding that, hey, the best place is the source, right, to go to that information, because it's out there and it's available. It's just, instead of jumping to conclusions, ask.
Reporting for Griffon Media, I'm Zoe Jones.
Coming up after this break is my new segment, Chats with Matt, Do You Know Your Campus, and Jake's Sports Report.
of every 4 car accidents are caused by texting and driving.
Wait, what did you just say?
You heard me. That's better. Keep your eyes on the road.
Welcome back. Some of you might know me and Zoe from our roles as editor-in-chief and co-news editor of the Griffon News. Last semester, I started sitting down with President Matt Wilson and asking him questions from the students. This semester, in Griffon Update, I am happy to bring you all a little bit of my chat with Matt. While the weather outside might have students inclined to hit the snooze button, President Wilson had some advice for students to hit the ground running.
Ready for another exciting semester. As a reminder, if you are struggling, if you have questions, I mean, we're always here to help. So we're all about student success. Whatever we can do, we'd love to do that. For students, I'd encourage students to kind of step things up on the engagement side, right? And try and find, new opportunities. As we've got different events, maybe you're like, oh, I don't want to attend that event, but, you'll be energized and invigorated by doing that.
For more on my chat with Matt, check out my column in the Griffon newspaper. Reporting for Griffon Media, I'm Christian Sarna.
At Missouri Western, it's on us.
It's on us, all of us, to take responsibility and stop sexual assault.
To create a campus environment where everyone is safe and feels safe.
To realize that ending sexual assault is not an individual endeavor,
but a collective effort.
To understand that it affects not only students, but faculty and staff members alike.
At Missouri Western, we take action.
It's on us to look out for each other and not look the other way.
We step up and say something.
We support survivors. We are going to be a part of the solution and not the problem.
It's on us to intervene and take responsibility.
So take action because we can and will make a difference.
At Missouri Western,
it's on us
to put an end to sexual assault.
Begin by taking the pledge at itsonus.org.
Do you know when Missouri Western's fight song was written?
Oh, shoot. I almost my Griffon edge. Was it like 1990 something? I don't know.
That's pretty close. It was 1979.
Oh, okay.
And do you know where President Wilson is going to for his study abroad trip with students?
It's to, I don't want to be wrong.
Be wrong.
It's Japan.
Yeah, that's
Japan.
right.
I knew that too.
Yeah.
Japan.
Do you know what the superstition about the seal under the clock tower is?
Oh yeah, if you step on it, you don't graduate.
Yep. So do you know what professor just had an article published in a journal?
I don't, but I know that one did.
It was Dr. Karen Coy. Okay. Do you know when Missouri Western's fight song was written?
2000.
No. It was, if it helps, it was close. Like, it was about the same year this college became a 4-year institute.
2006? No, I don't know.
1979.
A leading problem I've faced is a misunderstanding on the part of students of the importance of academic advising. They miss appointments. They don't make appointments. But what's most disappointing is when they come unprepared. Give me a student with a plan in their head, or better yet, on paper. We could talk about their interests, not just about their classes. We could discuss internships, classwork, grad programs. It would open the door to what advising is truly about.
Can I help you?
But instead, they come to me in a panic when they need to register because...
I need to talk to you. I was trying to register for my classes, but it wouldn't let me do it because I need my PIN, and I haven't had time to set up an advising, so I don't even know what classes I need to take, so I just signed up for a bunch of random ones, and I'm going to drop them later. So can I have my PIN real fast? Because I'm still logged into a computer in the lab. Am I interrupting?
Take ownership of your education. Make the most of your advisement by being proactive, punctual, and prepared. You'll open the door to more personalized attention and avoid costly setbacks. It's never too soon to begin planning your next steps at Missouri Western.
Welcome to the Griffon Update Sports Report. I'm Jake Michael.
Now, I know it's been kind of rocky for the Griffon women's basketball team lately. They dropped 2 very close games to Nebraska Kearney and Central Oklahoma. However, they got back on track by picking up a win against Newman last Saturday. I'm not selling my Candy Whitaker stock anytime soon. There is a culture set in place, and it's very evident. It's tough-nosed, intense, and disciplined. To me, that is the type of team I would not want to see come postseason. They'll have 2 home contests this week. On the flip side, since starting 7-11 this year, men's basketball has reached strides we haven't seen since Sundance Wicks took over. They're on a 4-game win streak, and they're 7-0 at home. Like Sergeant Chris Irvin said to the team after they won against Nebraska Kearney, you don't have to be in Looney to protect it. Like Coach Wicks, I don't know what that means either, but what I do know is that they took that message to heart, and it's changed them for the better. Like the women's team, they'll have 2 home contests this week to keep that streak alive. Lastly, track and field competed in the Pittsburgh State Invitational last week. Several Griffs finished in the top 25 of their competitions, and some even shattered their personal bests. Andrew Wright won his heat in the 1-mile run with a personal best of 4:25. Derek Dixon, who's been great so far this indoor season, set a personal best for himself in the 800-meter with a time of 1:57. And Sydney Segal placed top 10 in the women's weight throw competition with a distance of 14.5 meters. That hurts my shoulder just thinking about it. That's all we have for you today. For more information on all the latest news, scores, and highlights on all things Missouri Western athletics, check out gogriffons.com. Also, don't forget to check out Griffon Update Sports next week. I'm Jake Michael, and I'll see you next time.
I've been where you fear to be. I've seen what you fear to see.
I've done what you fear to do. All of these things I've done for you.
I am the person you lean upon, the one you cast your scorn upon,
and the one you bring your troubles to. All these people, I've been for you.
All these people, I've been for you.
All these people, I've been for you.
All of these people, I've been for you.
Well, that brings us to the end of our show. You can watch our show on MWSU TV Channel 12.
You can also catch us on the Griffon Update Vimeo, YouTube channels, and the Missouri Western Student Media homepage.
From all of us here at Griffon Update, thank you for watching.